What does it mean to be happy? Not distracted, not entertained, but truly at peace. For most of my life, I was told what happiness should look like, where to find it, who to listen to.
Love you.
But somewhere along the way, I started asking a different question. What if I have to find it for myself? So here's the pursuit. 50 states, one road, no guarantees. I'll work mobile delivery jobs on applications, just enough to keep moving. Not chasing money, but chasing understanding. Because maybe happiness isn't something you arrive at. Maybe it's something you uncover through experience, through struggle, through truth. I'm searching for something even more deeper. God. Not through a building, not through a system, but through the road, through the people, through the silence. I won't be doing it alone. Every mile, every lesson, every mistake, with my best friend and dog, Beans, who's right next to me. A reminder that growth doesn't wait for perfect conditions. This isn't a vacation, it's an experiment. A test of what happens when you strip life down to its essentials and just go. She's over it. She's totally over it. It hasn't even started, dude. What are you looking at? Oh, see the shine. Alright, back at it again with another episode of Diogenes. In our last episode, we were at the Grand Canyon, which was pretty fun. I'm recording this about a couple months in the future. Here's some landscape photos of the trip to Utah. It's pretty beautiful stuff. Well, me and Beans, say hi. She's kind of sleeping. She keeps going down. She got restless and started. Someone's driving by. We're right off the main highway or freeway that runs through Utah. We just made it to Utah, and we made it to this part of Utah, which is about an hour or two from Arizona, and we made it here about, I want to say 11:50, 12 o'clock. And so it's 4 o'clock now, and I'm running into my first issue. The weather. She started moving about in the cabin, and I was like, what's going on? Do you have to go out? And that's when I realized, like, my feet are numb. Because I was not only in a weird position, but I'm cold. And it's freezing here. Like, it's still, even though, although it was spring and I was just in a state that was like, it felt like it was 100 degrees, and I'm wearing tank tops and shorts. I'm absolutely freezing now. And I had planned this out days ago, where I was thinking to myself how it got kind of cold sometimes in Arizona, and I remember it being absolutely freezing towards the winter months in Arizona, but during the day it would feel like you're midsummer. So I'm like, okay, if I go and travel to certain states where the road's icy, I could be in a lot of trouble. I planned this out, and I was just thinking to myself that day, well, just now actually, if I travel in a state where it's winter and I'm in this little stand and I try and sleep in it, I could be putting me and Beans in danger. And so I don't want to do that. And I can't afford a hotel with the way that I'm trying to do things. Although if it really came down to it and I felt like we were in danger, I would drive to a hotel, and I'd be able to do that. I wouldn't sleep anywhere where we wouldn't be close to civilization. I remember seeing this thing in high school or reading a story about hypothermia, and also heat exhaustion, all that kind of stuff. And there were stories that we were reading. And one of the stories was, there was like this husband and his wife, and they're both in the car, and it got really, really cold, and they went to turn around, and when they turned around, they crashed into something, right? So they crashed into like a snowbank on this like freeway or highway or something, and they were on drugs. This was, I think we learned this in health class, this one. And they were on drugs, and their body temperatures were just dropping. They were super high. I think the coroner that did the autopsy was saying this is what happened. They were super hot when they crashed. They probably had a lot of adrenaline. When the adrenaline wore off, they kind of were freaking out. You know, their body temperature was dropping really fast. And I stopped the video because Beans was freaking out. She saw something outside. Anyways, I had to turn off the heater. It was too hot. Yeah, so how they figured what happened is when their drugs wore off, they went to go get help or whatever, get out of the vehicle. Well, it was a blizzard. They didn't make it because they went like a mile into a forest, and they were a mile. If they had just gone to the other side, they would have been a mile into civilization. Someone probably would have saw them, but they were out of it. And it was like, okay, kids, drugs are bad. You know, so I remembered that, and I remembered all these little stories and stuff that I would read in high school. So to wrap that up, basically, I planned out to figure out what's the harshest winter months for states. And thanks for dirtying up my seat, but I see you're going for all the kernels that fell out of the bowl. She's more interested. She was really looking like she was hungry. She was about to knock over the bowl. Some of the kernels fell out of the bowl. And here's where the analogy lies. She's more focused about those kernels, right? She wants those because it's more of like a game to her. But for Christ, it's more that he's bringing all of his strayed sheep. But right now, she's not even interested in the bowl. As soon as she started hearing my voice, she's like, what are you doing? We shared it still. Family over here. Oh, we're passing BYU. There's the stadium. They do sports events and different things. It's strange, like seeing it and doing work here. I'm on a DoorDash right now. Yep, there's BYU. There's the stadium. And having that part of history, like I have history now that I think of it in family, I guess. More like I kind of flip those. I have family like in every state, and I have memories in a lot of different places, and this holds a strong memory in my heart and in my mind, because we would go here for Thanksgiving. When we were younger, we used to take the drive from California to here. Like almost every other Thanksgiving, we'd come down here and visit with Grandma and Grandpa and some other family members. And so yeah, this is Provo, Utah. There is the stadium, the school, and these are some old apartment buildings and the mountain in the background.
Became interested in piano.
Yeah. Is it okay if I record some of this for my documentary?
Okay.
About the story of you listening to music and different things?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, so just tell the story of basically like, so you, at 8 years old, you were able to just be fascinated with music, or grandma bought you a piano? Like, how did that work?
I took lessons when I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And I've had some piano teachers.
Yeah.
And yeah, they tried to get me to read the sheet
music sheet. Yeah.
But my eyes just don't seem to operate the way they like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I feel more comfortable listening to the songs. You know, that's how I learned.
So you just heard it, and as you went, you were playing it. And then you just kept practicing. Yeah. When did you get do you remember when you got the ability to be able to hear the chord progression and play it instantly? Was that like 12, or do you remember that, or can't really pinpoint it?
As I get older, I have a hard time remembering stuff, but most of the songs, like Moonlight Sonata, the classical stuff, and Beethoven, Bach, Mozart, those classical. In fact, I know the song by Beethoven.
Really? Which one?
Moonlight Sonata.
Moonlight Sonata. You want to play it?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
It's.
Oh my gosh, this is like crazy for me.
I know,
because I didn't know that you were able to play that. Like, that's a very well known piece.
Oh my goodness, it's I think it's very
beautiful,
popular.
Yeah, popular.
Yeah, I think
it's emotion evoking. It evokes like a certain power and emotion.
Yeah. So this will be a good sample of what it will sound like. When you share it with your friends or other family members. So like Chase, for example.
Yeah, I can send it.
If you put me on video, then you can send it to your dad.
Yeah.
And to Deborah.
Yeah. There we go.
As soon as you're ready.
Yeah, go ahead. That's great. Okay, go ahead. Wow. Oh my gosh. You did great.
Thank you.
Oh, I was like, my heart was beating. I don't know how to explain that, but I've never seen that played in person before. That was special. Thank you, Ron.
It is a pleasure.
Smiles on his face, eyes looking bright. Yeah, that's it. That's the whole beat right there.
With the drums on this one?
Yeah, that's the drums, and the guitar is meloding with it.
I mean, are there drums in this recording?
Yeah. Yep. Wow. You're able to get the chimes and everything.
Yeah.
I've not seen one of these in action. Look at that. It's an automatic robotic lawnmower. It just trims the grass. Like it found a bump or something it couldn't go over and redirects to another course. When we got close to that edge, it changed directions. It's on the lone path. Nobody out here. What happens when it hits the red ball? Huh? Is it gonna hit the red ball? Does it push the red ball? It went right past it. Huh. So this is Ron. He's playing the drums on the piano, and then we've got his recording from the piano itself, him playing the piano part of it, and the drums. This is so cool. So this is the drums, and what's the other part? Guitar and then vocal, and then the bass too. The bass is a really cool part. It's like a childhood memory right here. This clock going off on the hour, walking down the stairs. Buddy, DoorDash. Look at this.